Hi, Stefan. Greetings. How are you?
Hello.
Excellent. Yes, everyone. It's fantastic to welcome Stefan. As I said in the introduction, Stefan, AHCI member, master engraver. He is an artisan watchmaker who has been inspired by the traditional methods of watchmaking, and I think, Stefan, you maintain those standards that your predecessors have handed down from generation to generation, and I have to say I absolutely love the new piece, the Kudoke to the British Heritage. So it's a superb piece. Congratulations to both of you, Pietro and to Stefan.
Thank you. I hope we have made a good job.
It looks like it, Stefan.
For sure. The only critics I received, Stefan, came from my own country, Italy. But I know they're very difficult to please sometimes. So it's a motivation for me to always try to make a better job every time I come out. But congratulations, Stefan. I can tell you that there is already nearly 20 pieces that have been reserved. We kept the number a little bit high. 30 pieces is a good quantity, I think, when you think that Johnny, at the limited edition, we sell something like 30, 35 Kudokes altogether per year. So we thought it would take us a year, to sell this 30 pieces, but actually it's going a little bit faster, but not too fast, so we don't frustrate anyone that is still on the hunt for one piece. If you want, reservations are still open. Stefan, first of all, congratulations. And are you surprised by how things are going with independent watchmaking at the moment? And when you can be creative and original, collectors, they love it and they respond.
Yeah, it's a great success at the moment and over the last years for all the independent watchmakers, so also for the colleagues. Sometimes we are a little bit scared because it's so much demand. Yeah, it's a feeling we cannot handle exactly what's going on. So yeah, good time.
Of course. And the idea is to keep the product artisanal as well. So there are limits to scale up.
Yeah, of course. We have only two hands with the team. The team is not so big. It's a small team. So we have a production limit per year. So we cannot go higher. Yeah. And it's also difficult to find a good team members.
Yeah,
Johnny,
watchmakers aren't exactly growing on trees, are they? That's the one thing that the industry really needs, are the young upcoming talents coming out of the watchmaking schools, coming out of Morteau, coming out of Wostep, who are of a standard, trained to that level that they can fit in to your team. That is one thing that we hear quite often about watch companies, independent watch companies, is getting that talent. So, but how big is your team, Stefan?
We are all in the next month with me 4 watchmakers, engraver, and Eve.
Excellent. That's a nice little industry that you're building there. It has come a long way in the last 10 years. So, so congratulations, Stefan, on continued success.
Stefan, how much? Oh, sorry.
I will do my best. So.
Thank you. How much, Stefan, you said you are very busy, and we know that. We are having a fantastic, besides the Kudoke 2 British Heritage Limited Edition, we have had a demand for your products now constantly for the last 2.5 years since we started. So on one side, you're very busy, and on the other side, you are kind enough to work on projects like the one we just developed together. Do you enjoy external input? Do you enjoy working on bespoke, personalized watches?
Yes, because if you have more brains, then comes up more. I don't have to do all by my own. So no. Also, we discussing new products also in the team. It's not only me. We sitting with Eve and the watchmakers, and then we have a look to the new products and say, okay, we can change this one. We can make it better here. So it's a team working. So
can you explain why? Yeah,
I don't have to do it all by myself. So
of course. And do you want to explain how we when we launch a limited edition, we always try to find a reason why, you know, we are doing something. So we said we are based in England. We are big supporters of British watchmaking. You know, Garrick is one of the brands that we've been really kind of how can I say, admiring and supporting over the last few years. Just to give an example. So we said, is there a connection between British watchmaking and German Saxon watchmaking? And how was it important for you, Stefan, in particular?
There's not a really connection today, but in a very strong connection in the past, in the history. I think if you read the books, what will be happen today without this strong connections in the history? So that was the idea to think about the edition to give a homage to the old strong connections between the English watchmaking people, watchmakers, and the Germans. So in the history there was the Moritz Graf von Brühl, and he was a representative from the Kingdom of Saxony in London. So, and he was also an astronomer, and he had a very strong relationship with Thomas Mudge. So that's the reason, and he bring the English watchmaking to Dresden. And that's the reason to give a homage to this relationship in this limited edition.
Of course, and Johnny, Thomas Mudge, so relevant, not only for obviously from how can I say, a purely watchmaking perspective with the invention of the livery scheme, for example, which, by the way, if you are interested, Johnny on the Watch Press made a very good recap of Thomas Mudge's merits in terms of the watchmaking inspiration that we had for this project. But Thomas Mudge was no less than the official watchmaker at the court of King George III back in the days, Johnny. So we're talking about some incredible characters in the history of watchmaking. Johnny, the question for you would be, as you see, you know, from Thomas Mudge's floral engraving patterns to the frosted and gilded dials and main plate decorations, you know, typical of the British watchmaking school. Do you see anything that that comes out as the Saxon watchmaking school that will be already so pronounced to make it a characteristic feature, or do you see that happening in future?
Well, I'm not 100% sure about what you mean there, but I do think that there is a very obvious aesthetic connect with traditional Saxony watchmaking and English watchmaking back in the 17th, 18th century. There were some European countries, the trend, the fashion was for more flamboyant dial work and with enamels and on their dials and with different decorating techniques on the movements and on the cases and as well. The German and English watchmaking, the language of design and aesthetics were much more sober, much more reserved and understated. And I was reading up Roger W. Smith, who had said that the perceived design ethic of a traditional British watch was to be understated and reserved and very sober. And I think that German Saxon watchmaking, and it continues today, that there's still a strong leaning for that purity, that kind of virginal finishing, and so that's.
I think you nailed it, Johnny. I think that's what comes to mind when thinking about Saxon and German watchmaking is the purity, the essential skills in terms of bringing the finishing to the optimum, and the engineering part, which is always obviously pristine. I also have that perception in terms of German watchmaking. And Stefan, do you apart from Thomas Mudge, you just mentioned the bridge, of course, that Thomas Mudge represented in terms of bringing some of the skills of watchmaking over to Germany. Are there personally other watchmakers that really inspired you? Other watchmakers that you have, you particularly respect, and that can be found in your inspiration?
Yes, of course. If you, I don't know, I think it's the same name, the movie Long Tide, about the life of John Harrison and his experience with the Long Tide competition. So I have a movie, and I watch this movie for my inspiration to also. I have also books about Harrison. It's the inspiration, also George Daniels. And not English, but the old Breguet style. Yeah, that's a good inspiration to it.
Are you inspired from contemporary watchmakers as well?
I don't look at the market. So normally there's no time and no interest. There are a lot of colleagues, they do a great job. But I've tried to get my inspiration for the Handwerk line from the historical watches. So
fantastic. And so in terms of where you are, Stefan, your pioneering work was on the art of skeletonization and mixed to engraving. You are responsible for creating some of the most, Johnny, shall we say, creative, unique, original timepieces where the movement actually comes to life in the form of a skull or an octopus or a metaphorical figure. And then you move to a more of a classic kind of layout with a K1, with a K2. Where are you going next, Stefan? Are you planning, or are you waiting for the inspiration to come in your brain and in your heart?
I have a lot of inspiration. I have a drawing book. So every time when I get an idea, I make some drawings and sketches in my book, but it's a secret book. So we are working on new watches, new designs, but we will see when's finished. Then we come up with I think the ideas. It comes a lot of ideas, but I need the time to develop the ideas, to develop the prototypes, and come out with the new concept watches. So, yeah.
Do you feel like you have expressed yourself up to 70, 80% of your potential? Where do you think you are so far?
I don't know. I'm working all the time, so not working as my passion, but I don't know where the percent is. So.
But there's plenty more to come anyway, and So you're planning into the future, which is fantastic. Your style is very, very distinctive. It's very unique to yourself, and so I think anything that you're producing it's obviously always very well thought out. There's a lot of thought goes into, for example, in the British heritage, the whole philosophy behind that watch, what you could do with the caliber 124H, that that you could take that concept and perform that the art that you've done on the case back, as well as that beautiful dial finishing that you have. It's as I say, the point being, there's a lot of thought goes into it. You don't just make a watch just for the sake of making a watch. The whole background, the backstory of the influence of British watchmakers, in particular, as you say, Mudge, Thomas Mudge, and it just leaves it's a fantastic looking piece, a lovely collaboration.
On that very point, Johnny, do you relate more with the early Stefan's work? So the obviously more elaborate and expressive style of engraving, decoration, transformation of those famous Unitas calibers, for example, or do you relate more with the later work, more on a classical but still very obviously complex and sophisticated?
This is like asking which of my children I prefer. It's it's not really. I've mentioned the Kudoke to you many times in the past. As I love the novelty of the 24-hour day and night complication of what it does. It's so unique and amazing that with all of the different interpretations of the display of time that we have seen over the years from so many different watchmakers, that's pretty much a unique feature to Stefan. So yeah, it's
I agree.
I do love
it's become a bit of a signature in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tend to agree. Stefan, I know your time is limited, but with Johnny was responsible for organizing one of the most exciting exhibitions recently in independent watchmaking. So the question is, are you going to be present at any of the next exhibitions coming down the line? Are you planning anything in that respect?
We are planning for this year nothing. So we don't have time. We don't go to any fairs. So I have so much work. I cannot go out of the workshop at the moment. But we will see what's going on next year. Also with the situation, with the flights and everything. I think, of course, next year maybe Geneva.
Yeah. With the AHCI probably.
Yeah.
That was great fun. Yeah, Johnny and I can testify.
I had to stay at home.
I know. Yeah, Johnny and I were there, and we can recommend it.
It's hard when something like that is going on to be at home. I know that there have been a few events that I've had to sit out, sitting at home in Ireland, watching, knowing that the event's happening, knowing all the buzz and the energy that's going on, whether it was Basel World or SAHH or any of the different events. So it's difficult to be at home when you know this is all happening. So hopefully next year, Stefan, we might be able to say hello to you in Ireland, and you would be an ideal fit for what essentially is. It's a festival of artisanal watchmaking, and so it's very much about the skill of the watchmaker and a celebration of those skills. So hopefully we'll keep in touch anyway, Stefan. I'll let you know.
You know, we love Ireland, and we have lived in Ireland.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know it? Yeah.
Yes, we mentioned this on in the metal. Yeah.
So we have some friends in Ireland, and then we come over, and then we can also visit our friends. That's a good plan.
Right. Well, we will keep in touch with regarding that anyway.
And then we drink a Guinness.
Yes, but there was some of that went on as well. So it was. It
did happen. It did happen. Yeah, and the music, and the dancing. There will be a bit of everything again. Make sure you keep one seat for me as well, Johnny. Yeah?
I'll let you know when
you're getting oversubscribed.
We'll be making an announcement in about 4 or 6 weeks, and regarding dates, and so I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can get the same kind of ambience and atmosphere that was made it so special this time around. So it was, yeah, hard to believe it's 6 weeks ago. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Johnny, and thank you, Stefan. This was a quick one, but I think we needed to celebrate a little bit, because when you launch a limited edition, it looks like everything happens very fast, but you can witness, Stefan, that we've been working on this for probably over a year to find the right details and the right balance to what we wanted to conceive and get out in the world out there. So huge congratulations once again, and thank you for the time and the effort and the love you put on this.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's a great addition. So.
Agreed. Yeah. And it is still available. There are still it's not fully subscribed yet, Pietro. So the production, there are 30 pieces that have been commissioned, and there'll be 10 pieces are being delivered in 2022, 10 in 2023, and the final production will be delivered in 2024, I think. Yeah,
that's correct. And pretty much, of course, this year's allocation is being sold, and
bravo,
most of the 2023. But some clients have requested to actually receive the watch later on in 2024. So if you are thinking about it, it may still be not such a long wait. So it is worth it to talk to me or talk to Johnny.
Definitely.
And as always, we hate rushing people. We hate creating hype for nothing. So just relax, read all the articles that have come out. And if you like it, if you like what you see, just get in touch with us and we will try to make it happen. We will let you know if it becomes urgent. We will let you know. But we believe that you need, things like this. You need time to study, educate yourself, and evaluate, and because that's part of the pleasure as well. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Vielen Dank, Stefan, for your time, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully, somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
And, yeah, it's a dream to come to Dresden one day. I've never been there. If there will ever be the possibility, it would be fantastic. And Johnny, thank you very much to you as well. And to the next adventure. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you are welcome also all the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't have great watchmaking skills, but I will try to stay out of your way as you work. I know you're busy. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Thanks
bye,
for
bye.
watching this. Thank you. You take care.